Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. It is the big bird on the block, fried chicken. As promised, today is Monday, December 23rd. I am going to be doing my If I Fits, I Sits video for the Mirai Guardian. If you could please hit that subscribe button and the bell icon, it would really help the growth of my channel and it will help you stay tuned for future uploads. But now, let's jump right into the video. Starting off with the Argo ATLS. Let's see if I can get this thing to even fit in the bottom of this ship. So, right off the bat, this thing is just too tall to even fit in here. As you can see, the legs for the Argo ATLS just does not allow me to even walk underneath of it. Maybe if the ship was risen in the air, it would do it, but since I'm out here solo and this is a solo ship, I don't have anyone else to help me do that. So this is a no-go for the Mirai Guardian. The Argo ATLS is definitely cool and all, but we cannot take it everywhere. Let's now move on to the very next vehicle, and that is going to be the Mirai Pulse. What if the Guardian actually had like a little docking port that you can just like attach the Mirai Pulse to the front wing section, and you use a gravity gun to stick it in there to attach to the front end, and then a gravity gun to pull it out? You know how cool it would be if that was part of the actual ship? But sadly no, we have to resort to gravity guns. So doing this is actually a little difficult, but it is doable. The main reason why it's difficult is because the doors inside the ship keep on closing and causing interference when bringing the Mirai Pulse into the ship. So that's one thing you have to watch out for. So you got to be a little fast and speedy when it comes to bringing the Pulse into the bottom of the ship. As you can see, that was a failed attempt because the doors closed, and also because I'm not able to get super close to the object with the gravity gun. For some reason, this is the max draw distance for allowing it to be close to me. So in order to get the Mirai Pulse into the ship nice and safely, you got to be faster than the doors. Once you get it up to a certain height, you have to run closer to the doors and then run backwards to bring it into the ship. Now, you need to be really careful with any hover bike because when you're starting to store them inside of a ship, they can bug out and they can fly almost anywhere just because they're hover bikes and they're not fully optimized in the game to work that well. So you will run into some issues with these buggy bikes because they are, like I said, buggy. In my case, after I sat the bike down, I tried jumping over it and then tried repositioning it so I can get ready to move the next thing into the ship. The bike itself actually glitched out and flew on top of the vessel. It straight up clipped right through the roof and landed on top, and I said, okay, that is what it is. It is Star Citizen and you always must expect some bugs. Now let's continue on to the next vehicle I tried to stuff into the ship, and that is going to be the Aropa Knox. I really wish the tractor beams gave me more control over some of the things I pick up, because with the Aropa Knox I had a lot of issues. Whenever I started tractor beaming it, it would do death spirals and I had no way to stop it. Holding down the R button to try to rotate the vehicle did absolutely nothing, and so I was not able to properly position this bike the way I wanted to. I know I'm probably sure I could have got it in without no issue, but since I was not able to actually control the position of it, it really just stopped me from doing what I wanted to do. And yes, the bike was turned off. I also tried it with it turned on as well. But as you can see, this is another failed attempt just because I don't have full control over this bike. I really wish I did because it would have been easy for me to fit it inside of here. But now let's move on to the very next object. I'm going to stuff this thing with as many cargo containers that I can possibly fit inside of the back end. So 2 SCU crate fits inside of the rear cargo hatch, if you want to call it that. I'm calling it that because that's what I'm going to utilize it for. Very simple and very easily. All you got to do is just rotate it and position the crate just to make it fit, and then hit the button and it goes right on up without no issues or any hassle. Also, keep in mind, cargo containers does not harm your ship at all. There is no damage. CIG made this an update when the Argo ATLS first came out because people were destroying their ships with the Argo ATLS by trying to load them, and it was banging against everything. So do not worry about the health of your vessel. But hold on, fried chicken. Didn't you say that you're gonna try fitting it with as many crates as you can? Well, show us. I got you. So with the little money I actually have in the game, which is very little, I'm very broke in the game right now, I was able to buy a few cargo containers and a personal box. So a total of 5 containers, 1 2 SCU, and then I have 3 1 SCU. So I wanted to see how well I could fit this into the Mirai Guardian. So that little personal cube, it fits perfectly inside of the interior. I do not know if this space is actually designed for it, but it fits real nice and well, so you can put all your beverages and foods and maybe some magazines, ammunition, small things inside of this crate while you're out there in the verse, and you have easy access to it without having to go all the way to the rear of the ship to go to the bigger crate. Moving along to the cargo crates, you really gotta show off your Tetris skills, because if you bring in the wrong crate, you're not gonna be able to fit the other crates, and that is the mistake I made when I brought in the 2 SCU crate instead of another 1 SCU crate. What happened is I brought it in and it ended up blocking the door. If I would have brought another single SCU crate, I could have easily fit 2 more crates inside of the engineering room without no hassle, but I messed up. Instead, leave the 2 SCU cargo crate actually on the lift so you don't run into the same issues that I ran into. Also, don't even really bother trying to stack these crates on top of each other just because they are too tall. As you can see here, I am trying, and if you look closely at the bottom of the crate, there is just not enough room to fit it. Even if I rotate it to try putting the skinnier side up, it does not work, so just leave that alone. You can only fit so much inside of this bird. But off screen, I was able to load 6 SCU of cargo and a Mirai Pulse. Trust me, it is not worth your time to load it with that much cargo because it really does make it hard to actually function the ship properly. Even with the Pulse, it's not fun to get it on just because you have to deal with the door shutting on you if you're not fast enough to reach back to them. So make sure you be wary of that. And boom, that is pretty much it. I had some difficulties and some fun while trying to stuff the Mirai Guardian with everything I could. The Pulse fit really well, just, you know, again, you had to fight the doors, but once you get past that, it was perfectly fine. And, you know, pray that it doesn't glitch out of the ship. Fitting the cargo containers is actually very easy as long as you stick to the 1 SCU, and you can put the 2 SCU actually on the rear lift, so there's no issue there either, and you can just really do a lot with this ship. It's actually very versatile. In the habitational unit underneath the kitchenette, there's a space for a personal crate, so you can put whatever you want inside there. You know, bevies, magazines for your weapons, and just other small form stuff that you could fit inside of there. Also, did you guys know that the bunk in this ship is actually an escape pod? I'm surprised that this thing even has an escape pod. You know, you think you go down with the ship when it comes to a fighter, but look at the Q&A and it is right there. The developer said it themselves. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, the If I Fits, I Sits video for the Mirai Guardian. But please hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to stay notified for future uploads. It really does help the growth of my channel and I really do appreciate you guys. Please leave a comment. I love spitballing with you guys down below. I always try my best to respond, but yeah, it is the one, the only Big Bird himself, Fried Chicken out, and have a happy holidays.